Good morning Year 8 and welcome to today's maths lesson. Let's start off with a quick starter, shall we? In your blue books, can you work out 1/3 plus 2/9? Can you simplify the ratio 2 to 8? Can you solve 4x plus 2 equals 10? And can you find the volume of a cube of side length 4? Please pause the video and have a go at those questions now. Right, let's go through the answers. So to add together fractions, I need to make my denominators the same. I'm going to put both my fractions over 9. So 2/9 is already over 9, so it's 2/9. 1/3, I've multiplied the 3 by 3, so I need to do the same on the top, which gives me 3/9. So altogether you should have got 5/9. For the second one, we simplify a ratio in the same way we simplify a fraction. We want to divide both sides by the same number. In this case, we can divide both sides by 2, which will give me 1 to 4. To solve an equation, I want just x's on one side. So what's my first step going to be, Izzy? Subtract 2 from both sides, very wise. This gives me 4x is equal to 8. Then what am I going to do, Emily? Divide both sides by 4 so that I can work out what x is. In this case, x is equal to 2. And finally, I asked you to find the volume of a cube of side length 4. Now we know that the volume is equal to the length times the width times the height, and for a cube, the length, the width and the height are all the same. They're all 4, so the volume is just 4 times 4 times 4, which gives me 64. Is that my final answer, Alicia? No, why not? Because I need to have a unit, so it's 64 centimetres cubed. Okay, Year 8, here's our lesson destination for today. We're going to continue looking at volumes of cuboids, but we're going to try and find missing lengths. This is going to be our extension question of today. So first of all, we're going to recap how to find the volume of a cuboid. So, can Jonas remind me, what's the formula for the volume of a cuboid? Length times width times height, exactly, or V equals L times W times H. For example, here I've got a cuboid that's 10 times 6 times 4. So to work out the volume, I do 10 times 4 times 6, which gives me 40 times 6, which will give me 240 centimetres cubed. For my second example, I've got 3 by 4 by 3. So I need to do 3 times 4 times 3, which gives me 36 centimetres cubed. Hopefully we can all remember that from our last lesson. Over to you, Year 8. In your light blue books, please pause the video for 10 minutes and have a go at these questions for me. And when you've finished, here are the answers. Please check your work and see how you did. Okay, I feel like we're pretty confident on working out the volume of a cuboid. How about if I've got a prism which looks like two cuboids stuck together? Well, the easiest way to work out what the volume of this one's going to be is to split it up. So now I've got two separate cuboids. I've got this bigger one and this little one. So to work out the volume of the bigger one, I need to do length times width times height of this one, which I'm going to call 1. For this one, the length is 10, the width is just half of 8, so it's 4, and the height is 8. So I need to do 10 times 4 times 8 4 times 8 gives me 32. 32 times 10 gives me 320. So the volume of this bit here is 320. How about the other part? I'm going to call the other part 2. This time in exactly the same way, the volume is equal to length times width times height. This time we know the length is still 10 because we've been given it up here. The width is going to be 4 because it's here. And the height we know is half of the height of the other one because we've been given this bit as 4. We know the total is 8. 8 take away 4 gives me 4. So the volume of this second cuboid is 4 times 4 times 10, which is 160. So to work out the total volume, I need to add these two together. 320 plus 160 gives me what, Alicia? 480. Lovely. So my final answer is 480 centimetres cubed. So you split it up into 2 separate cuboids, work those out and then add them together. Over to you, Year 8. In your dark blue books, can you write the title Compound Shapes? And underneath, can you have a go at this question for me? Pause the video for a couple of minutes and work that out now, please. And when you're finished, let's go through the answers. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've got a compound shape. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to split it into 2 separate cuboids. Let's look at this top cuboid first. We need the volume to be equal to the length times the width times the height. Looking at this top cuboid, my length we've been given is 8. My width across here is 5. And my height here is 5. So my volume of my top cuboid is 8 times 5 times 5, which gives me what, Bradley? 200. Great. So the volume of this bit is 200. Now let's take a look at the bottom cuboid. This one, we know the length is still 8 because we've been given it. We know the height is 5. However, this time the width is going to be all the way across here, which is 5 plus another 5. So our width is going to be 10 this time. Our volume is therefore going to be the length, which is 8, times the width, which in this case is 10, times the height, which is 5. 8 times 10 times 5 gives me what, Violet? 400. Lovely. So our final step is to add those two volumes together. 200 plus 400 gives me 600. Is that my final answer, James Cork? No, I need a unit. My unit is centimetres cubed. Okay, Year 8. In your light blue books now, can you pause the video for 10 minutes and have a go at these questions for me, working out the volume of each compound shape? I suggest you split them up into 2 separate cuboids. For example, the first one, I'd split it here. Pause the video and have a go at those questions now, please. And these are the answers. Please check your work and see how you did. Right, I am confident we can work forwards, but can we work backwards? In your dark blue books, you can carry on from where we are. Please write the title Volume of Cuboids. and then I'm going to go through an example, and then you're going to do an example. So my example says I've got a cuboid, my volume is 84. I've been told the height is 3, and I've been told the width is 7, and I need to find the length. So I know that volume is equal to length times width times height. My volume this time is 84. My length I don't know, so I'm going to write that as a question mark, times my width, which is 7, times my height, which is 3. So we know that 84 is equal to 7 times 3, 21, times whatever my question mark might be. So to work out my question mark, I'm just going to divide by 21. (84) divided by 21 gives me 4. So my question mark is 4 centimetres. Let's double check. 3 times 7 times 4 gives me 84, so it works. Over to you, Year 8, in your dark blue books. Have a go at this one for me. Pause the video and answer that question now, please. Right, let's go through the answer. This time I know that 84 is equal to my length, which is 2, times my width, which is 21, times my height, which we don't know. So 84 is equal to 2 times 21, which is 42, times my height, which I don't know. I'm going to divide both sides by 42. Which tells me that my height is equal to 2 centimetres. Double check. 2 times 21 gives me 42, times by 2 gives me 84. It works. Please make sure you've got this example in your dark blue books for me. And then light blue books, or ABCD cards. A box has a volume of 120 centimetres cubes. What's the value of the missing length? Pause the video and answer that question now, please. Right, let's go through it. We know that 120 is equal to 3 times 4 times whatever the question mark is. So it's equal to 12 times the question mark. Dividing both sides by 12 tells me the question mark is worth 10. So the correct answer I was looking for is C, 10 centimetres. Over to you, Year 8, in your light blue books. Please pause the video for 10 to 15 minutes and have a go at these questions. Remember that for a cube, you need to know that each of these, length, width and height, are all equal. So you need a number that when you multiply it by itself 3 times will give you 8. For example, for this one, it would be 2 times 2 times 2. Pause the video and complete these questions in your light blue books now, please. And these are the answers. Please check your work and see how you did. Right, this was our lesson destination of today. Please pause the video for a few minutes and have a go at these 2 questions in your light blue books now. And these are the answers. Please check your work and see how you did. And finally, the extension question of today. Can you work out possible values of x and y? Remember, you need x times y is going to give you 100. Have a go. Substitute in some numbers, see what you can do. Pause the video for a couple of minutes and work those out now. And these are some possible answers. I said x could be 5, y could be 4, y could be 4. So I've got 5 times 5 times 4, which would give me 100. Or I've said y could be 25 and x could be 2, so then you've got 2 times 2 times 25, which would give me 100. And that's the end of today's lesson. Please head over to Google Classroom now and complete today's exit ticket. Thanks for listening, Year 8, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.